Welcome, guys, to Extra Sauce with Mo. I'm your host, Mo, and yes, I started another podcast. This isn't going to take anything away from the Big Bags podcast. This is just going to be something totally separate. It's just going to be me by myself for this one, and it's not going to be a long one like the other ones. So, without further ado, I'm not going to get into it too much. I'm sure if you guys are watching this, you already know who I am. The only weird thing that's probably going through your minds right now, if anything weird is going through your minds, is the fact that why does Mo look like a state trooper that's about to give me a ticket? Well, I will answer that right now. The problem is, well, it's not a problem necessarily. It was just something new that I wanted to try, and, you know, I shaved the beard off. Guys, I shaved it off yesterday, and if you look closely enough, it's already 5 o'clock shadow, so it's going to come back. I'm not worried about that too much. Neither here nor there. Guys, that is not what we're here to talk about today. I made about it myself. I'm not going to do any extra talking in these podcasts. I'm going to keep it as short as possible, keeping you as entertained as possible with enough sauce. And today, guys, I really want to talk about unwritten rules that should have been law by now. And for some strange reason, it's not. Why aren't these things law? And by law, I mean maybe somebody should have really sat down and said, hey, this is just outrageous. Why are people doing this? And by that, I mean, number one, just to jump right into it, why do people still talk on speakerphone while they're out? You have the full capability of putting that phone next to your ear. But for some reason, I have no idea why people do this. Because at the end of the day, why do I need to know why you told Keisha that that guy was no good for you? No, come, please tell me. Because while I'm going to go grab some milk at Aldi, I got to know the whole details of what's going on. That's not even the worst one. I hate the fact that when people, and by people, I'm not going to put no names or ethnicities, but I'm sure you guys know who I'm talking about at this point. I hate when people purposely talk loud walking by in a store. Because there's no way that you sit down and you're like to yourself, I am going to be someone that tells all my business to everyone. No sense. It makes no sense to me. It's like you have, like, where's your shame? Why should I know that any of your business is going on? The worst part is sometimes, I'm not going to lie, guys, sometimes I get into it too. I might follow you around. No, I'm not creep shit. But like, just to hear the story and find out exactly what's going on. Because if I'm already invested and I know, you know, Hassan just came and stole your uncle's money and now the mechanic shop is going under business, I want to know what happens at the end. Who wouldn't want to know that? Me? I need to know. It's like I'm already invested. So I'm following you from the milk aisle all the way to the poultry aisle just to find out what's going on. But nonetheless, please, cut that shit out. I don't want to know what's going on, nor does anyone else. So, that's just my first thing. I'll be real, it is what it is, but you guys got to get better at that. The next thing, and I don't know if this is true for women, and I actually think this is really normal for women, because from what I've heard, women go to the bathroom to get away from whatever the current scenario is. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. I think there's a lot of scenarios where if you're sitting at a restaurant, you need to go touch up your face, whatever the scenario is, or if you're out at an outing, you go to the bathroom, and why do women have to go in pairs? That's how I know you guys aren't there to go to the bathroom. But again, I could be wrong, but I just feel like you're there just to talk shit. Tell the truth. Are you there just to talk shit? I'm talking to you. But I digress. For men, I'm going to give you the unspoken rules, guys. Why in the fuck, if I'm using a stall right now You decide to come right next to me. All these stalls in this bathroom. And if a guy ever comes up and guys, if a guy comes up and stands next to you in the stall and there's clearly other stalls open, zip your pants up and start fighting. That's all it is. Because there's no way in God's green earth that you decide you don't want to give me a buffer. Ladies, something you don't know, this is man law, and I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter for us, but it's man law. I don't care if I'm using the bathroom stall, standing up and taking a piss, or if I'm actually using the stall, which if you use a stall in public, you're nasty. I'm not gonna lie, I've used it a few times, but I digress. Guys, but for some reason, I don't know what it is. I'm going to tell you right now, I personally, and I've done this, and I can say this because I do this all the time. If I go into a bathroom, first of all, I'm going to get business done. I don't know why people like look at you while you're walking in and out of the bathroom. That's got to be one of the most awkward looks that any guy can give another guy. Like, what's the issue? Like, obviously you know what I'm coming in here for. There's no reason for you to lock eyes with me. So don't fucking do it. But if a guy's at a stall and there's only 2 stalls, I'm waiting. I don't give a fuck if I got to hold my piss with my hands. You know, when you were a kid, you used to hold with your hands just because you felt like it helped. Not that I do that, but I think I'm grown enough where I don't need to do that. However, I digress. I will wait until that person's done. The thing is, you gotta realize as well, just like in public, for some reason, people feel like they need to talk in bathrooms. Again, I don't know what it's like for the women, but guys, if you, for whatever reason, feel like you have to make some type of small talk, like, hey, great weather out there, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Because it is not great weather, and you know it's not. It could have been the best day, but as soon as you started talking to me while I'm in the bathroom, the day became worse. So don't do it. Thank you. But, hey, at the end of the day, people are going to do what they do. But this is like unwritten laws. Why hasn't this been, like, don't talk in the bathroom? Make it against the law. I don't need to hear you talk. Now, I understand if you have like a kid with you and you know whatever you need to do, then you don't need to talk to another grown person. Women, I don't know how you're gonna do it. God forbid this becomes a law. I'm sure the guys want it to be a law, but for women, I feel like you guys gap half of your lives in the bathroom stalls. And by the bathroom stalls, obviously, I mean the actual bathroom in front of the mirror. But you get what I say. I digress. The other part that I really wanted to bring up when it comes to these bathroom things, guys, if you do have to use a bathroom, fucking flush. Just flush. Right? If I ever go into a bathroom and for whatever reason you decided to take a shit and you didn't flush and you walked out thinking I didn't know, I'm judging you. I mean, I think anybody's judging you, but I just had to put it out there that at the end of the day, you're being judged. Because there's no reason you decided to grace your ass on a dirty ass toilet seat to take a shit, and then on top of that, you're not gonna flush. You dirty. You dirty as fuck. Straight to jail, actually. But sometimes you gotta go when you gotta go. Now, my next thing is, and obviously Obviously, since this is a solo podcast, I can't really ask people too many questions. Maybe later on I'll start live streaming this to make life a little bit easier. However, my next question is this. Ladies, would you ghost a guy for taking shits, number 2s in public? I'm hoping to God no guy comes out the bathroom like I just blew that shit up and tell you that he did that. But I'm just wondering. Tell the truth. If your dream man takes public shits, is it still your dream man? And is it okay to ghost? Because I feel like some of you, And I might be wrong. There might be great people out there. But I feel like some of you might ghost off of that, which is fine. Ghosting, I think, we're adults, right? There has to be certain lines to ghosting. You can't just ghost me because you decided that I wore purple the wrong way. Again, you can do whatever you like. But I don't know, I'm gonna speak on my behalf. We're old. You could always say it, you know? So my next thing is, when is it okay to ghost, in your opinion? Do you think ghosting is a scenario where it can only be done at a certain time? Or is it viable? Am I using the right word? Is it allowed to ghost at any time? Let's just go with that. Is it allowed to ghost at any time? Now, I will say this, whoever watches this and says that they've never ghosted a day in your life, you're a damn lie, and you know that. You might have unintentionally ghosted and you just didn't realize it, but you did ghost. So, the fine line of what ghosting is and are you allowed to do it is the next topic. Because to me, I'm gonna be honest with you. I know I just said that I've like I'll say it like this. I know for a fact I've probably ghosted people. I know. I have. But the thing is, it's never been like a complete ghost. Like, you're not messaging me and you're not getting a response. I feel like it just keeps going back and forth until one of us decide, like, I'm not responding anymore. And it's usually not me, it's usually you. So, I will take my flowers on that one. I have never ghosted someone on purpose. Let me put it like that. At least it never came to my attention. I think ghosting's fucked up. But what are the scenarios, ladies, guys, that you can ghost someone and you can't? I was looking at a few things before I started this podcast, and I was saying it in general. When is it okay to ghost your friends, right? So I had three things that came up. Or, let me not lie, I asked ChatGPT this. I was like, when is it okay to ghost your friends? He said, or she said, and whatever you want to call it, when it's okay to ghost your friends, if they say grand rising unironically. I, I've had like maybe one or two people tell me grand rising, and honestly, I feel indifferent about it, especially if you go from telling me grand rising to all of a sudden telling me good morning. Or in vice versa. It just feels weird. It's like, did I jump a few years? Or did I just not know what was going on and we just decided to change the vocabulary? I digress. Number two, if they try to sell you Herbalife or any type of pyramid scheme. Now, I personally have fell victim to this. Not a pyramid scheme or Herbalife. Actually, was that thing Herbalife? Damn, I don't remember. But one time I was with my friends, and this was when I was a lot younger. I think I was around like 20, 21-ish maybe. Love them to death. I got no problems with them. But one time we were playing this game where we just got this board game. It was called Rat Race, and we were all into it. We really liked it. And my friends knew that I really liked the game, and I just in general loved hanging out with them. So I would go over to their house and we just play or whatever the scenario is. And one day they're like, "Hey Mo, we're about to go to our friend's house to play Rat Race, and you should come and join us." I was like, "All right, well, I really want to play. I'll come with you guys." So I got in my car and they sent me. I got to their house and they're like, "Follow us." I was like, "Okay. Why don't you guys just give me an address, or why can't I just ride with you?" Granted, I'm glad I didn't ride with them. So we drove for like 10, 15 minutes. We got somewhere. We got out the car. We got upstairs. And we sat down. And as soon as I sat down, there was like 5, 6 other people in that room. As soon as I sat down, the TV turned on. Guess what the TV said? Yeah. It said, do you want to be a millionaire? Do you want to make money like me? And some guy stepped out of their mama's closet, bedroom, whatever the fuck it was, and they started walking out. I said, oh, fuck, no. So I was like, I looked at my boys, and I was like, bro, there's no way you brought me to this shit. So then the guy gets offended, because apparently these were all people that were already there, and they don't know. Your boy Mo was financially savvy at a young age. So these guys were telling me about this whole shit, and then the guy got offended when I was like, oh, fuck no. When I looked at my friends. And he sat down and he had like a 10-15 minute talk with me, and I was like, bro, what are you talking about, this and the third? He was like, yeah, man. I was like, what? He tried to sell me on a pyramid scheme. So I was already mad at that point because I was like, why would you guys bring me to this place for this? So I look at my boy. It was two of my friends actually. Shout out to them. I'm not gonna put their names out there, but nonetheless, they know who they are. And I told them, why would you guys bring me to this shit? So then the guy gets offended. We're talking. I'm like, bro, you're not. I don't know who you think you're trying to convince, but you obviously don't have the right one. Because I'm not about to sit here and go through this. So long story short, I left. So again, could I have ghosted them with no problems? Yes, 100%. Because I'm not getting into a pyramid scheme. And guys, if any of your friends put you in a pyramid scheme, ghost them. Now, when do you feel like you can't ghost them? Like they deserve an apology. So I asked ChatGPT this as well. They said, if your friends ever tell you, I'll let you know. I'll let you know just fills me with anxiety. Like, what are you going to let me know later that you can't let me know now? Just figure it out right now and tell me. And then they never tell you, straight to jail. You don't need an apology for that. Just ghost them. The next thing was, if you borrowed a hoodie and it's been 2 seasons, I'm assuming this is for your girls, because I don't know why you would let your mans borrow your hoodie. I don't think I'm ever borrowing a hoodie or a piece of clothing from my boys. I'd rather be cold, but that's just me. So I digress on that topic as well. But if you do, and you have had that hoodie for more than 2 seasons, straight to jail. Um, this one's gonna hit, and you know exactly who you are. Okay. If I tell you or I text you, and you end up looking at me, or not me, sorry, I apologize. If I text you and you look at the text and it says read and you don't answer, but then I look at your Instagram and your Instagram got stories of you venting about something stupid, I might even just block you. That's just me. I'm petty like that. But again, guys, we're going to keep it real lighthearted for this episode. I'm not going to go too much into it because I think you guys already got the gist of what I'm like when it comes to these things. So tell me what you feel. What are some things that you personally can't put up with? All right? And let us know exactly what it is in the comments below. Oh man, this thing gave me some extra things, but we're not gonna go into it. But yes, so neither here nor there. We're just gonna finish up this episode of Extra Sauce with Mo. Guys, what I also want to do is have a so if you guys know me, you know that I love to eat chicken wings. It's just my thing. Every Friday I have chicken wings. Today is Thursday that I'm recording this, so I didn't get the chicken wings because Mozzie's birthday is on Friday, so I probably won't have time to record this. Nonetheless, next episode, I guarantee you, I am going to be eating in front of you. So get with it. So, Just a quick rundown of things that you cannot do in public. And again, in no basic order. No, I'm not going through that shit again, but I'll give you a lightning round. Here we go. Don't have your music blasting out loud. That's an absolute no. Straight to jail. If your dog is off a leash and you tell me he's friendly and he won't bite and he growls at me, straight to fucking jail. If you have a question about what the scenario or anything that's going on in our lives is going on, blah, blah, blah. If you have a question, you decide to text me and then call me right after it, straight to jail. That's it, guys. I'm gonna keep it lighthearted. This has been the episode. Fuck it. This has been episode 1 of Extra Sauce with Mo. I'm your host, Mo. Tune in next time for even saucier topics and spicier moments. Did I just say fucking spicy? There was no better word to say than spicy. Gotta be a better word. It's because I didn't bring my wings. That's why it sounds so zesty. I ain't like that. Anyways, guys, I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.